Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Let me tell you, if you're tired of being turned down for credit cards, business credit cards because of your bad credit, I'm going to show you a few hacks that you can avoid getting that hard inquiry on the credit report and some of the creditors that don't even care about your credit to be able to get the funding you need. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is GM Business Mastercard. Now, I know some of you all may be scratching your head like, well, wouldn't they pull my credit report? Well, actually, you can do the Apple Card hack with the GM hack the same way. Meaning that what you can do a pre-approval. They offer a pre-approval, okay? So when you get that pre-approval, it pulls TransUnion. This is Goldman Sachs, so they pull TransUnion, FICO 9, right? So once you get that pre-approval and the amount that you're actually going to be approved for, what you want to do, if you're on a laptop or a computer, you want to open up a second screen, okay? And you want to lock your TransUnion file. So when you lock your TransUnion file and you push apply now, and you put in your application after that, you should not get a hard inquiry on your file. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. Sometimes it may take them 2 to 3 days to approve you. Now, again, it just depends on what's on the credit file. So if you have bad credit, I may not encourage you to do this. But if you're hovering about a 660, 680 credit score, then this is definitely an opportunity for those of you in that credit rating, all right? Now, here's another one that you can actually get away with a soft pull, and this is Citizens Bank. Now, here's the thing about it with Citizens Bank. They offer 2 different credit cards. And the credit card that I always tell people to go for the free money, okay? Because with the free money, you're able to not be charged any type of interest on the purchases as well as balance transfers, usually when you're applying for this card. Now, they're going to do a soft pull on your personal credit. Now, here's the thing about it. Once you get approved for the card, it does not hit your personal credit file. Actually, what'll happen, it'll only report on a business credit file, all right? Now, usually like with a regional bank like this, usually with a regional bank like Citizens Bank, usually they report to like Small Business Financial Exchange. So they usually only report to one business credit bureau. However, that information is usually picked up by Dun & Bradstreet, by Experian as well, okay? But this is one that you don't have to worry about a hard inquiry. Now, one of the things I always tell people, when you're trying to go with your regional banks, I always encourage you to garden a relationship. At least open up a personal checking account, a savings account, and your business account. And then if you can, I usually tell people to get a maximum or a higher limit. Then I would probably make deposits on a weekly basis or daily basis if possible, depending on what type of industry you're in, and do that for about 90 days. Not saying that they won't give you a card right away, they will. However, if you are not in that 680 or higher range, then I would actually build a relationship with. Here's another one that can give you a soft pull. Now, here's the trick with American Express, okay? You will not get a hard inquiry most of the time. Usually I would say close to about 98% of the time, they would not do a hard inquiry. Now, I recently made a video and I was actually telling people, even with 2 collections and you have less than 4 inquiries, American Express will give you a credit card, even if you're below that 660 threshold, okay? So you may want to check out that video, or I'll put a link in the video. But at the same time, with American Express, if you have a personal credit card with them, when you first join them, they're going to pull your Experian and your TransUnion, okay? Once they do that to approve you for your first credit card, they do everything else internally. Now, here's the key in terms of getting multiple credit cards with American Express. And to make the transition much easier, because you can have multiple cards with one hard inquiry. But the good part about it, there's no hard inquiry. Once you get your personal credit card, then when you apply for the business credit card, usually they don't do a hard inquiry. Now, here's a key. When you're going after the business credit card, I would definitely tell you to make sure you have your bank account connected to American Express. The reason is they use systems like Plaid as well, and periodically they would check in terms of if you still have an active bank account, if you have revenue coming in the bank account and stuff like that. So that's how they determine if they want to give you higher limits. Now, if you have a business credit card and say they start you out with a smaller limit, one thing I always tell people, say with these here charge cards, one of the key things I tell people, whenever you get a charge card from American Express, do not ever max it out, okay? Yes, there is a limit. Most people think American Express cards don't have a limit. All of them have a limit. And I'll tell you what would get you a financial evaluation real quick. One is that if they say, okay, this is your platinum card, right? This is your business platinum card, all right? And so if you check multiple times on how much the limit on that business platinum card is, what ends up happening, that can trigger a financial evaluation where they're starting to ask for your bank statements and your taxes. So they'll freeze the card that way until you actually provide those docs. Number two is that when you're trying to get a credit limit increase, you don't want to go over the maximum amount that you want to go up to is 3 times your limit, okay? If you stay under that 3 times your limit, then they tend to not do a financial evaluation on you, okay? So that's something that you need to know, but you definitely can get these business credit cards with no hard pull on the credit. That's what most people worried about. So it won't report on the personal side, it reports on the business side, and they report to Small Business Financial Exchange. They do not report to Dun & Bradstreet, but again, Small Business Financial Exchange, Dun & Bradstreet picks that information up as well as Experian, okay? So that's how that information gets on your business credit file. Now, here's another lender. Let me tell you one thing. Like when you're going for cards, I would tell you always, if possible, try to avoid going after these charge cards. I know people want the platinum card, the gold cards and stuff like that, but I would not go after these cards. The cards I would go for is like the revolving cards, all right? Now, the easiest revolving card with American Express on the business side would be the Delta Sky Miles Gold Business. This is one of their easiest cards to go after, okay? Now, their co-partner cards are okay, but one of your easiest is this Gold Master. Some people will try to go after this Lowe's business credit card, okay, and they have a higher chance of approval of that one. But this here, Amex card here, or the Lowe's, and then following in, you would want to look at like this American Express Blue. And here's the reason why. With this here, they offer 0%. This is free money. This is free money on purchases for 12 months. So that's free money where you're not paying any interest on the card. So that's the card that I would go after. That's the card that I would definitely tell you. If you're going to go for cards, go for those cards. Now also there's Blue Business card as well here. This card also is a good card. So if you're looking at cards, this here one is 0% interest as well. So the two blue cards, the gold card, as well as the Lowe's card is a good card. Now, I made a video talking about this Plum card. Now, this Plum card is interesting, and I'm probably going to do an updated video, but this here is a very good card as well, but it's like more on the net 30 type of line, okay, where these are charge cards, this is like on the net 30. Basically, that's what charge cards are on the net account, net 30 type of payment plans anyway. If you want a business credit card that has nothing to do with your personal credit, period, then you want to look at FairFigure, Okay, now here's the interesting thing about FairFigure. Because they are a business credit data furnisher, meaning that they take in all of your business information and they share it with these here credit bureaus: Equifax, Fundex, CreditSafe, Experian, TransUnion, right? Now, they also give you your personal credit score. So you would have to sign up. I'll put a link below. But now, pay attention to this Fundex. What this Fundex is, it's an internal scoring that they have to determine how much they're willing to give you on a business credit card. Now, the minimum is you have to be in business for at least 90 days, and you have to be making a minimum of $2,000 a month, okay, in order to get a Fundex score of at least 30. Once you have a Fundex score of at least 30, then they will offer you a loan. So yes, they do use Plaid, and yes, they will connect your bank account. But here's what you can see here. See this Fair Business credit card? And you can see here it goes from 500 up to 500,000 in terms of lending. All right. So that's another one, EIN only. Now you have Capital on Tap. Okay, so Capital on Tap again uses Plaid. Now here's the thing about it. I'm gonna tell you guys, for those of you that are sole proprietors, it does say right here, unfortunately, they cannot issue you a credit card through Capital on Tap, okay? But if you're a sole proprietor, all right? So who they work with? Limited liability corporations, partnerships, sole proprietors, all right? So those are the people that can get it. And again, they're connecting Plaid to your business bank account, and that's how they actually determine the amount of money you go. Now, when you put in information stated income, they're going to check. So if you state that your business produced $150,000 in revenue, and they check your Plaid, and your Plaid is not matching up to what you stated, then what they're going to do, they're going to do a 4506T, as well as they're going to want to see actual bank statements and invoices. A lot of people have gotten their accounts shut down because they falsified the data that was on their application. Okay, so be very careful with these here companies. The next creditor I want to talk about is Nav. So Nav has this here business credit card called the Prime card. All right. Now the reason that I like this here, because it actually you can get 2 trade lines. Now, Nav reports to Experian Business and Equifax Business. They used to report to Dun & Bradstreet, but lately they have not been. I don't know what the relationship is going on with them, but they have not been reporting. But one of the good things about it is that you can get 2 trade lines. One, from using the card. Number 2, having an open checking account with them. All right? So that's the good thing about it. It's EIN only. Now, another thing about it with Plaid, as you can see, they have monthly pay structure, monthly charging here, what they charge monthly for the service. But the good thing about it, they do give you your personal credit score as well. Now, keep this in mind with their monthly personal credit scores. Those are Vantage scores. Those are not FICO scores, okay? So the only way to leverage those Vantage scores, you would have to actually find an institution that actually accepts a Vantage score, in which I've made plenty of videos about, but I'll be making newer videos as well because there's more institutions that are starting to use the Vantage scoring system, 3 as well as 4. All right. Now, there's one other card I want to talk to you about, and that's Torpago. Okay. Now, Torpago, yes, it is a corporate card. It's like a charge card, but anyone can get this card. And again, unfortunately, you have to be attached to Plaid in order for them to verify revenue coming into the business. But again, it's EIN only, and it also reports. Okay. Now, they may only report to, I think it's maybe 1 or 2 of the credit bureaus, all right? But at the same time, this is definitely one of those cards. If you're trying to build up your business credit and you're trying to get approved for funding from the major banks and stuff, this is where you want to start at, especially when you have a bad credit score. Now, if you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off of the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.